Welcome back to the way to succulents, the way to happiness. For this arrangement, I'd prefer to use 4 to 6 different variety of succulents, which means simple but elegant. This is topsy-turvy, and you may say, what are you doing with it? I took them out from the original soil and soaked them in water to get them filled or watered fully. Then I cut the roots off because in that situation I can just put into the soil better. I used totally 9 pieces of this big topsy-turvy. I just carefully bury them into the pebble stones. Eventually they will grow new roots. Afterward, I add another Echeveria kiwi plant. I love the color. It's the same method. I cut the head off and carefully planted them in. Sorry, I forgot to mention about this donkey's tail, which actually was the first plant I planted in this planter. Different from the other two, I didn't cut the branches. I actually cut the bottom part of the soil and then put the top soil with the plants in directly. I first added some Havatheas, but they are winter growing and the rest are winter dormant. To water them differently for somebody else, it will be quite hard, so I decided to take them out. So to make arrangement, it's important to put the similar habitats plants together. If you put the opposite habitats plant together, it will compose really a disaster. In order to add some height in the middle, I decided to put a jade plant in. It's the same which I did with the donkey's tail. I took half of the soil off and then buried the rest of the plant and the soil in. But before that, I have to take the bottom leaves off because I don't want it to go really dense and messy. But jade is a beautiful plant. You can make a bonsai out of it, but you always need to give it a good pruning. Like I put that piece in all the way deep into the bottom of the plant because the plant itself is slightly taller than the rest. In order to make it stay stable, you plant it deeper is important. Like I mentioned before, the similar habitat for the plants you put in the same arrangement is really important. I made many different videos about different plants and their habitats. If you are interested, if you want to know a certain type of different plants, their habitat, welcome to go through my video list. Maybe you will find some information which is useful to you. I also shared some video about how to watering the plants. Like I showed before, you just take the roots and put into the water and get them soaked in the water. Is another way of watering succulents. Especially if you want to repot a succulent, that is really a good way. Because in that situation, you don't need to water it. No matter what, you don't want to water it after a good 7 to 8 days when you repot it. So give it a good amount of water beforehand, which would help a lot. By the end, I'm adding some green moss on the top of the clay pebbles. It's not because I want to cover them, they are ugly. It's because they may go out because they are in round shape. And also my clients would put that plant on the middle of their dinner table. You don't want the soil get out of the plant either. So these mouse, they actually stop the soil or the pebbles going out of the plant. It can also compose some beauty. Look at the color of them. Aren't they pretty? I really love this fresh green. It's like the weather. I'm looking forward to see more greens, more colors. This spring is really unfriendly to us, as at least when we live in the climate area. I don't know, maybe in San Diego, in California, it might be better. Okay. I'm sorry, this video I have a lot of my personal feeling in, but whatever, I wish what I'm sharing is helpful to you, and if you like the video, please give us a thumb up. And you are always welcome to subscribe the channel and share with others. Because in that situation, the plant will stay in a good condition.
I just
it's
love
not
the
like
color contrast,
the big
the
rosette
red,
one.
the
They can
yellow
make roots
greenies,
and
the
establish
blues.
the new roots better.
Isn't that pretty? Each corner it has its own feature. Okay, bye for now and have a nice day no matter what's the weather like. Bye.